change. And I know that there are some people in here that can testify that they once felt a particular way about somebody. But that feeling changed. But purpose remains. Has anyone ever tried or thought about building a house on sand? It might look beautiful until that first storm. Because storm is going to reveal the foundation. And relationships are the exact same way. Butterflies in the stomach don't keep marriages together. Purpose does. See, chemistry may get you interested, but character is what will keep you committed. So tell somebody, pretty fades. Purpose lasts.
Purpose lasts.
Now, family, we have people praying, Lord, send me somebody fine.
All right.
Send me somebody fine. But God has said, I was trying to send somebody that would be faithful.
Ouch.
Okay, y'all don't want to have this conversation. No, because we got boxes. And if they don't check the boxes on our list, they don't qualify. But some of us are missing out on the blessing because the list you got is not the list that God has. The list that you created is not a list that's going to matter. See, because beauty is going to fade. One day that brother that got them six-pack is going to be a keg. I don't care how hard he worked out, how long he trained. At some point, that skin that once was elastic and tight is going to become loose. And y'all don't want to have this conversation.
Ouch.
Yeah, they don't want to talk this morning. See, somebody wants a six-pack with abs. But God says what I have for you is somebody that got spiritual maturity. See, muscles can't cast out no demons. See, I want him to have good hair, baby hair. Matter of fact, I want his nickname to be baby hair. But good hair doesn't pay emotional bills. See, pretty doesn't produce peace. Anybody ever been with a beautiful person, but you ain't had no peace? See, pretty doesn't produce peace. Purpose does. Anybody ready for the next thing? Say, I should have put my seatbelt on before Rev got started. I told y'all when we started this series, we had real conversations up in here. Love knows, this is the second thing you want to know today. Love knows the value of waiting. See, chapter 2, verse 7 in the Song of Solomon says that do not awaken love until it pleases, but it says until the appropriate time. Now, it appears 3 different times. Why? Because timing matters. Here's the thing I need us to know. I know in churches, a lot of churches won't talk about sex. We're going to talk about it up in here. Why? Because the Bible is not anti-sex. Y'all didn't know that, did you? The Bible is not anti-sex. The Bible is just pro-order. Okay? So that means that in the appropriate time, in God's design, it's good. How do we know it's good? Because God created it. And the enemy came in and corrupted it. How do you know it's corrupt? Well, first and foremost, you got more single people having sex than married people. Oh, Rev. This is the truth. And the reality is what we've done is we've allowed culture to come in and tell us what is acceptable behavior. The relationship advice that's given in the streets is the best way to get over an old flame is to get under a new one. The lies that the enemy has spread. But family, when we think about fire, where does fire belong in your house? In a fireplace, right? Or on a stove. But in the context of a fireplace, fire in the living room without being in the fireplace will burn your house down. See, the problem isn't the fire, the problem is its location. See, sex inside covenant brings life. Outside covenant, it brings confusion.
Ouch.
Oh, I know. It's some people in here that got some baby mamas, got some baby daddies, that been through some drama, that got stuck with some stuff that you had to go to the clinic to get rid of. Y'all don't want to have a real conversation this morning? Outside of the covenant, it will bring confusion. Because what we forget is that sex is not just a physical act. Sex was created to be a form of worship before God. Listen, in the beginning, Adam and Eve were naked before the Lord. See, we don't want to have this today. You have to contend with soul ties, broken trust, emotional wounds, and regret. Now, could you imagine? And this is my personal testimony because I just knew I had did something wonderful. So, being the type of good husband I am, I ain't say the best, I'm a good one. Well, my wife's birthday is August the 11th. And so I called myself looking at the schedule and saying, you know what, we ain't gonna really be able to do nothing on her birthday. So I'm gonna go ahead and I found something that she wanted. I'm just gonna go and give it to her now. Because I'm not good at holding surprises for too long. Like, cause I get excited, right? Because I can't wait to see her reaction to this gift, right? So I go get the gift. I'm in the house. I done did everything I can to try to stash it, hide it, and keep it away from her. And then I was like, baby, you want your gift? She was like, do I want my gift? I said, yeah, because I already got it. I'm excited. So yeah, she's like, yeah. I said, well, yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and give it to you now. I give her the gift before her birthday. I'm thinking I'm good. I took care of my business. The day of her birthday show up. See, there's some brothers here know where I'm going with this. The day of her birthday show up, and she walking around looking kind of confused. And I'm like, so babe, you want to go out to eat for your birthday? And we go out to eat, and I'm thinking everything's good. I gave her a gift already. We get there to dinner, and she was like, well, where's my gift? I said, you got it last week when I gave it to you. But that wasn't on my birthday. Now, even though it was her birthday gift, she didn't get it at the appropriate time. And family, part of the problem is this. She got the gift, but we missed out on the celebration. And here's what happens when we take sex before its appropriate time. We get the gift, but we lose the celebration. The greatest testimony is, what can I give to my husband or my wife that I've never given to anybody else? Oh, it's quiet up in here. Because it ain't money. So you don't want to have this conversation. It's not time. It's not even a kiss or a hug. There's only one thing, for the most part, I can give to my spouse that I haven't given to somebody else. But what happens is the blessing then becomes a burden. See, when we receive it outside of God's timing, see, God isn't withholding. And I know some people in here, man, why God making me wait? Why I gotta wait? Why he withholding this from me? God isn't withholding it from you. He's preparing you. See, waiting isn't punishment. It's protection. See, the reason why I had to wait to get a car until I got a driver's license is because it's not safe for me to operate a vehicle that I don't have the license to operate. See, that license means I've taken some tests, I've practiced, I've been prepared. So then when I get behind the wheel, I have some idea about what I'm doing. Well, the license for sex is marriage. It's marriage. And so, family, I need you to know today, it's worth the wait. It's worth the wait. I know this is not a popular message because somebody in here is like, Rev, I don't know why you came up in here with this. I'm sitting next to my boo right now, and when you about to mess some stuff up, Rev. Listen, the reality and truth is this. The first thing that we want to do is we want to try to qualify the information that we're receiving based on the history of the messenger. Listen, Rev has never, ever gotten before you and told you something that wasn't true. When Sister Tanisha and I first got together, we was not married. We missed out on a very special opportunity and blessing. Part of what happens in a lot of relationships is we put the cart before the horse. Right? And what happens when you do that, sometimes some of us stayed in relationships as long as we did, even though that they weren't good for us, because we had put the cart before the horse. And so we developed a soul tie and an emotional connection to somebody that we weren't equally yoked with, that God never purposed us to be with, that we never had a future with. We just had a little bit of fun. And that fun produces some stuff sometimes, don't it? And guess what? That fun comes with a price. And it ain't that $20 to $40 to help with the light bill. Y'all, let me get back up over here, man. Let me get back over here. Culture says things like, if you love me, well, you'll prove it. No, real love doesn't demand what covenant hasn't promised. See, anybody can take your body, but the right person will protect your future. Please hear this and understand about all of the good things concerning God. Every good thing that He has created has a purpose to it. And if we follow His purpose, listen, I'm not saying that your life will be problemless, right? But sometimes we add problems to our life unnecessarily. All right, y'all ready? Say, dang, I don't know, Rev. You got another one? Yes, I do. Real love sees value before vision. See, part of the challenge is we meet somebody. We have not done our homework on them. We do not know them. And we start planning a life together with somebody that we don't even know. Oh, we gonna live over here. Oh, we gonna drive this. We gonna go over there. We gonna go over here. Oh, we gonna have this many kids. Oh, we gonna travel. We gonna live this kind of life. You don't even know this person. You don't even know if this person can pray. You ain't been together with this person long enough to know if they can say more than, Lord, thank you for this food. Amen. Listen, we have to stop sometimes and understand that their value has to come before vision. So in chapter 4, verse 7 in the Song of Solomon, what Solomon says is this: you are altogether beautiful, my darling. Notice he is affirming her before he touches her. He is letting her know, hey. He affirms her before he touches her. Healthy relationships build people up. They don't tear people down. Listen, the right person doesn't make you question your worth. Oh, they don't know if they're ready, Lord. See, the right person will remind you who God created you to be. See, the right person is not going to be trying to convince you to compromise what the Lord has placed on the inside of you. See, the right person is not going to have you attending church service less. The right person is not going to have you praying less. The right person is not going to be encouraging you to spend less time in your word. The right person. But family, some relationships are built on insecurity. Can we have this conversation? They say things like, well, if you leave, ain't nobody else gonna want you.
Oh, wow.
Let me tell you something. As somebody that's done heard them words before, I know who I am. I know what I'm capable of. I done been around the block a few times. Listen, one of the things that we have to understand and recognize is that when you get comfortable allowing people to label you and you embrace what they say about you and what they call you, then they are not limiting you. You are limiting yourself. Listen, one of the things that we have to truly recognize is who we are in Christ. Listen, we have a value. You have a value. And watch this. Man does not get to decide. But saying something like, if you leave, nobody else will want you, that's manipulation. See, that's not love. Because love never requires you to become less. See, sometimes there are people, they want to trick you to think that you got to become less so that they can be comfortable. Listen, if you got to shrink down who you are for somebody else to be comfortable with you, that ain't somebody you're supposed to be comfortable with. But family, I don't want to say I like going to the bank, but I like being able to go to the bank. And being able to get something out the bank from time to time. And if you go into a bank today, if you go into a branch and you go to the teller, you go to the counter and you say, hey, listen, I need to go ahead and make a deposit, or I need to make a withdrawal. Have you noticed how fast they flip through all that money? Is it just me? I've never been able to count money that fast. They just be. The reason why it's hard, or the reason why it's easy for them to know what's real is because they spent all the time in the world being trained to study what the real thing is. So when somebody tries to slip them something that's counterfeit, they gonna spot it. And the reason some believers keep choosing unhealthy relationships is because we spend more time studying culture.